Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into one of nature's most incredible secrets. It's a vast, intelligent network hidden right under our feet, and honestly, it's going to change the way you see the world. So let's just jump right in with a wild question, one that sounds like it's straight out of a fantasy novel. What if a forest isn't just a bunch of trees standing next to each other? What if it's actually one giant, communicating superorganism? For the longest time, we pictured the forest floor as this brutal battlefield, right? Every tree for itself, fighting for sunlight and water. But it turns out scientists are finding a totally different story unfolding underground, a hidden world of cooperation. And this isn't just some fringe idea. Pioneering researchers like Dr. Suzanne Simard have shown that the forest is, for all intents and purposes, a social network. And that idea, well, it completely flips our whole understanding of evolution on its head. So, what's the secret sauce here? What's the technology that makes this incredible natural social network possible? Well, let's meet the mastermind behind it all. The answer, believe it or not, is fungus. We're talking about these ancient, absolutely massive underground networks called mycelial networks. But they've got a much cooler nickname you might have heard of, the Wood Wide Web. And when I say massive, I mean it's almost impossible to wrap your head around the scale. Get this, under a single one of your footsteps in a healthy forest, there can be up to 300 miles of these tiny fungal threads. 300 miles. It's insane. And this isn't some small-time operation. This network connects over 90% of all land plants on the entire planet. Some of these fungal organisms are literally thousands of years old. It's a single living system that runs a complex underground economy of communication and trade. Okay, so how in the world does this natural internet actually work? How is it shuffling information and resources all over the forest floor? Well, the best way to think about it is to compare it to our own internet. The trees and plants, they're like the computers and servers, the individual nodes. The fungal threads, the mycelium, they're the fiber optic cables connecting everything. And the data being sent back and forth, it's not emails or cat videos. It's the stuff of life, nutrients, water, and critical chemical signals. It basically functions like a biological stock market. So trees use photosynthesis to create sugary carbon, and they pay the fungal network with up to a third of their profits. In return, the fungi act like expert miners, exploring the soil and delivering vital nutrients that the trees desperately need but can't get on their own. And get this, the network even takes care of the next generation. Big old mother trees act as hubs, sending extra resources through the network to help out little seedlings struggling in the shade. It's amazing. And they're trading way more than just food. They're sharing water during a drought. They're even sending out warning signals. For example, if one tree gets attacked by a nasty bug, it can shoot out a chemical alarm through the network, telling its neighbors to beef up their defenses before the attack even reaches them. It's like a forest-wide alarm system. But here's the thing, for all its power and complexity, this ancient, essential web is also incredibly fragile. And unfortunately, a lot of our modern practices are just tearing it to shreds. Things like clear-cutting forests, heavy tilling in agriculture, and chemical pollution. They sever these connections, breaking the very system that keeps our ecosystem strong and resilient. And the impact is just devastating. I mean, look at this. In an untouched old-growth forest, the network is at 100% density. In a managed forest, that can drop by 40%. But after a clear cut, the network's practically gone, obliterated, down to just 5% of its original strength. And when that web breaks, the whole ecosystem starts to unravel. Seedlings can't get the support they need to grow. The entire forest becomes way more vulnerable to droughts and disease. The soil gets weaker, and biodiversity just plummets. Okay, but the story doesn't have to end there. This isn't all doom and gloom, because understanding this network also unlocks a door to a much more hopeful future. You see, as we're learning just how much we're damaging this hidden kingdom, we're also discovering that it holds the potential to solve some of our planet's biggest challenges. We are just scratching the surface. And the applications are seriously revolutionary. We're talking about microremediation, using fungi to literally eat and clean up oil spills and toxic waste. We're creating incredible new sustainable materials, like packaging that replaces plastic, or even a type of leather grown entirely from mycelium. And its potential in medicine and farming is off the charts. So, by understanding, protecting, and actually working with this amazing natural treasure, we can learn how to build a much more resilient world for ourselves. This ancient life form isn't some dusty relic of the past. It really holds the keys to our future. So, the next time you take a walk in the woods, just take a second and remember that there's this vast, intelligent, ancient world thriving right there, just beneath your feet. And then ask yourself, what other mind blowing secrets like this are still out there, just waiting for us to find them?